Hello everybody and welcome back to Diecast Driven. Today we're going to be taking a look at a milestone in Jeff Gordon's career. So if you guys are new to the channel and haven't been around for a while, you might not know, but I am a huge Jeff Gordon fan. If you guys are deep into the videos and have watched a lot of them, then obviously you know that at this point. But I just want to reiterate that I became a Jeff Gordon fan around the year 2001-ish, somewhere when I was pretty young. I was not even born when he started his career in '92, so just a funny little aspect of that. And I didn't even get to see all of his big time winning in the 90s. So I don't know if you can necessarily call me like a fair weather fan, because by the time the 2000s rolled around, he didn't win double digit races ever again after 1998. So all of his like really big seasons of winning were done. But anyway, so this car that you guys see here today is a Lionel Racing RCCA Elite. It's from the year 2015, of course, and this is from his Loudon race. And in the lead up to this race, as you can see on the hood, there are a ton of names. And I had the chance to put my name on the hood of this car, and for some reason I chose not to. I can't remember exactly, but I think it was expensive, and that's why I didn't make that decision. But even if I would have, you wouldn't be able to see them because the names were so small on the hood that they couldn't really replicate them well with the decals. You can't even read what the names are. They're kind of, I don't know if you want to call them blurry, but they're just not able to be read. So regardless of that, Gordon ran this car at Loudon in the second race of the chase in 2015. It was on September 27th, and I was so glad that they decided to make this diecast. However, when they did, as you can see on the roof, they had the number 789. So 789 were the number of consecutive starts that Jeff Gordon made in his career, dating all the way back to 1992 when he first began it. So Lionel was only allowed to make this car with the 789 on top. I don't know who made that decision. I don't know if it was them or Hendrick Motorsports or whoever. Drive Down Hunger could have been, but they were only given the green light to make this car with the roof number of 789 on top. So up until 2015, this Loudon race, he had not missed a single race. And it's pretty incredible when you think about it, because Gordon had a lot of back injuries during the late 2000s, early 2010s, and that kind of plagued his career. I don't know how much it affected his driving. He often complained about having these back problems. So he broke Ricky Rudd's consecutive start streak, which was 788. That's why they made this car with 789 on the roof. I was not too pleased with that per se, because I want my cars in my collection to be as track accurate as possible. So I took it upon myself to create a version of this car where the roof number is actually the roof number. As you will see now, we have the Jeff Gordon 2015 RCCA Elite Drive to End Hunger 789th consecutive start with the correct roof numbers on top. So this one was a little bit difficult of a task for me to do, because I had to basically take off everything on the roof before putting the roof numbers on. I took the whole car apart, and this one was one of the more in-depth chase cars that I worked on, because as you guys see in the other halves of these videos with the hoods and roof flaps and trunks open, there are tethers underneath all of them. And when you're taking these cars apart with those tethers, it creates a headache because they're riveted onto the backs of the hood and the trunk, but they're glued into the roof flaps, so that part's not so bad. But getting them apart is kind of a nightmare. And as you can see, I got it back together with all of the tethers in place. That's one of the hardest things to do with these elite cars. However, what I did for this one is I took it apart and I masked off everything but the roof, and I sandblasted the roof down to bare metal. I repainted it black, then I put the decals over top of it, and then I added a clear coat just to that part. So it turned out pretty good. You can kind of tell a little bit if you really zoom in and get real close to it when you see the car. But overall, I think it fits better in the collection than having the 789 on the roof, personally. I think the color is a little bit off, but as a colorblind person, it doesn't really bother me that much. Maybe one day this is one I would consider going back and redoing, but who knows? That's a thought for another day. But anyway, to kind of wrap this video up, so it was another, typical Jeff Gordon day. He started 10th, he finished 7th, didn't lead any laps in this Drive to End Hunger Ride with Jeff car promotion that they did. So again, it was kind of indicative of the 2015 season for him. He was anywhere between 5th 10th and 15th running for most of the year. And I don't think it was because he was at the end of his career. I just think it had to do with the horsepower change and the high downforce change from 2014, where he won 4 races. So overall, I mean, this car fits into the collection great. I'm glad I bought 2 of them. I did that a long time ago in the anticipation of knowing that I would be putting the correct roof numbers on the car, and obviously it paid off in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It gave you a little insight onto how I made this car a little bit more of a custom versus what was actually produced. And I get it, Lionel, it's a commemorative thing. Their hands were kind of tied. It wasn't a ton that they could actually do about it. So a little bit of interesting facts and history for it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for tuning in and checking out another awesome car in the collection. Hope you guys have a good weekend. We'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.